Welcome. In this conversation, we will look at vanilla essential oil. Vanilla essential oil as it is distilled and sourced and created from doTERRA. This is a company that we trust for purity and potency. So anything that I refer to is really only referring to this particular company's version or production of vanilla. So personally, I take this oil in a few different ways. I take it internally in a cacao drink to sweeten the cacao. The cacao, particular brand of cacao that I like is quite bitter. And so I take it to sweeten the drink and also to open and enhance and complement the cacao. It goes very, very nicely with cacao for those of you that love that drink. I also take it on the back of my neck. So I work with it topically on the back of my neck if I feel any kind of tension. And that would be tension, not necessarily specifically from like physical exertion, but it might be more tension from not allowing the creative flow to move through me. So if I feel that I've stopped and I've stuck and I've blocked a flow of creativity in some way, then I might call on vanilla essential oil to help with that fluidity and with that flow. And then I'll also use it to sweeten other dishes that I might be wanting to sweeten, fruit compotes, that sort of thing. So it's worth knowing that a lot of the vanilla on the market is actually not pure vanilla from the plant, from the vanilla bean. What some people suggest, or what studies seem to suggest, is that around about 85% of the vanilla on the market is synthesized, and it's synthesized from petrochemicals. So it's not something that you would want to be inhaling, let alone ingesting. Some indications show that it's actually even greater than that, and that maybe only 1% of the vanilla flavoring on the market is actually true real vanilla. To create vanilla, we go through an extraction process, a CO2 extraction process, where the vanilla pods are grinded and then placed in a pressurized extraction vessel. So it's quite a complex process. And then this process concentrates the natural vanilla, makes it very pure, and creates this what we call a vanilla absolute. So this is a very clean process and a very green process. The compound, the makeup, if you like, of your vanilla essential oil from doTERRA is 40 to 45% vanillin. And contained in vanillin are, see if I can say this right, diketones. Diketones you will also find in helichrysum and manuka, if any of you ever got your hands on manuka essential oil when it came through from doTERRA a couple of years ago. You'll know how sweet and beautiful that aromatic was. These ketones are very restorative and they're very regenerative. So they help to helichrysum in that form in helichrysum, they help to regenerate tissue, and these unique diketones are only found here. So it's a very kind of rare and precious access that we have to these diketones through these aromatics that we're working with. The vanilla blossom, as it before it becomes the bean, is propagated by, or was, this was the process of it coming into being. It was propagated by a very specific bee, pollination, so that transformation from flower to pod could take place. And the bee and the plant grew together symbiotically. They grew together as an interconnected web to create this this magic. And there was a young boy. This is how we get to work with it now in a more organized way, let's say, or a more formalized way, because nature is terribly organized, but more formalized way, let's say. There was a young boy who discovered that he could pollinate these blossoms with a little bamboo stick. And this is still the process that's used today. So the blossoms, you can understand how delicate and how painstaking and methodical this needs to be, this process, if we're using a bamboo stick to pollinate the flowers. So the farmers each morning have to go and pollinate the blossom and the blooms, and then the vanilla flower will only bloom one day out of the entire year. So it's a very precise operation, very labor intensive. And so this makes vanilla very expensive, which probably is why so much of it is synthesized, because this actual natural process is super expensive. The most expensive crop actually after saffron. Now, we source, doTERRA source their vanilla from Madagascar, and 80% of the real vanilla today comes from Madagascar. And the harvest of vanilla is a really, in Madagascar, is a very integral part of the rural economy there. What's also nice to know is that doTERRA have a Healing Hands project there, so a project where they are offering training to the farmers on the ground there. So it's a way to give back. It's a way to give back to that community and to help that community prosper and grow. Let's look at the energetics of vanilla, because that's always something that I like to explore and that I know a lot of us find really interesting. So vanilla is energetically associated with what might be the second center, the second energy center, around joy, creativity, pleasure. One of the places that you could apply it, if you wanted to apply it to a specific aroma point for the second energy center, would be CV6. So that is just about 2 inches below the belly button. So you could place one drop, and I'll do it as I'm talking to you, although I won't show you, on the, about 2 inches below the belly button, and just hold it softly there on the point. Also, pulse points is useful for this. Well, that feels really nice as I place it there on the CV6 point. Also, the pulse points are very nice for this essential oil. Vanilla is a dreamy oil. It's a very dreamy oil and helps us tune into our dreams and tune into the creation process of our dreams. So helpful for any kind of wishing or wish fulfillment that you're connecting into. Now, if there's a dream that you want to call in, a wish that you're envisioning for yourself, then vanilla would be a nice partner oil for that, because it will take you into this space of creativity and helps us bring in what may feel unreal, what may feel unattainable. Invites us to make pleasure for ourselves in our day. So this is definitely how I experience it, particularly in combination with the cacao. This is a very pleasurable, kind of enjoyable part of my day. And also it can be used in a romantic setting. So you could use it in your diffuser with ylang ylang. Vanilla is said to be soothing and relaxing to the emotions. It is helpful if you're nervous about stepping into anything new in your life. Vanilla helps you to move forward and proceed with excitement rather than trepidation. So it could also be nice for any kind of new stages of life, you know, like moving to a new home, stepping into motherhood, or connecting with your beloved one for the first time. Good. I've got a couple of blends for you. So a creative blend, and this is taken from the book, The Gifts of the Essential Oils. A creative blend would be combining vanilla, arbor vitae. I've never done that combination. Just those two alone would be good. Vanilla, arbor vitae, myrrh, yarrow, and ylang ylang. And a sacred jewel blend might be vanilla, lavender, and sandalwood. Those three as a trio. Beautiful combinations. Very, very kind of almost a euphoric quality to it. You could also, if you wanted to really amp up the energy field around you into that euphoric state, maybe partnering it with Melissa would also be nice. So vanilla and Melissa together. Beautiful. I hope you get to work with vanilla. I hope you enjoy her and fall in love with it as much as I have, and wishing you a beautiful, sweet and creative day.